I'm Jason Johansson, the Homicide Lieutenant with the Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department. I'm here to brief you on a homicide investigation we're currently conducting at the 4500 block of Corey Place. This is in the area of Charleston and Decatur, and it's within our Bolden Area Command. Earlier this evening at approximately 6:33 p.m., officers from Bolden Area Command with Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department were dispatched a report of a male who was driving a dark SUV who was trying to run over a pedestrian near the area of Dover Place and Corey Place. As officers were en route to that scene, we began to receive additional 911 calls from several citizens in the area detailing similar circumstances, that there was a male driving in a dark SUV recklessly through the neighborhood, and appeared he was trying to run over a pedestrian. Shortly before officers arrived here on scene, we were advised by the person who called 911 that there had been a shooting and the male driving the SUV was deceased. Officers arrived here on scene shortly after that last phone call, where they located an SUV, a dark colored SUV, located on the south sidewalk of Corey Place at the intersection of Dover Place. And it was on the sidewalk and is up against a fence where it clearly had struck the fence. The driver, when officers approached the vehicle, they clearly noticed that the driver was deceased from a gunshot wound. They also made contact with several different pedestrians in the area, two of which were clearly injured as a result of being struck by a vehicle. Those two subjects who were struck by the vehicle were transported to UMC, where they're currently being treated for their condition, for their injuries. Right now, I'm being told that their injuries are non-life-threatening. One's injuries are very minor, however, another's is major. The driver of the SUV, again, was clearly deceased. Officers observed that here on scene. They also made contact with another male who identified himself as the shooter. He cooperated with officers' commands and was taken into custody without further incident here on scene. At that point in time, our homicide team has responded. We've taken over this investigation. The preliminary details are as follows. So prior to this incident taking place, what we know is that the male who was struck by the car was conducting remodeling on a house at the 900 block of Dover Place. That the person who was driving the SUV worked for him, and from what we're being told, showed up to work today in a condition or unfit, where he was not fit to do his job, and was fired. After that occurred, there was a verbal altercation there at the house at 901 Brush Street, at which point in time, after that verbal altercation, the suspect entered into the vehicle and began trying to chase down his employer with the car attempting to hit him, and that was when we were getting the initial phone calls. As he was attempting to hit him while driving east and westbound, both in forward and reverse on Dover Place, he struck his employer with the rear of the vehicle, and that person struck the wall at that house. After hitting his employer, several witnesses in the area came out to see what was going on, noticing that he was chasing this guy down with the vehicle. One of them came out with a shotgun as the vehicle drove at the male that had the shotgun and attempted to run him over. That is when the rounds were discharged. Again, that male is cooperating with us right now, providing us full details. Also, the entire incident is captured on video and corroborates the accounts provided by the witnesses. At this point in time, we're still conducting our investigation, still interviewing all the parties that are here on scene. Many of the neighbors were outside and witnessed different aspects of this case. We're also collecting additional surveillance video at this time. I urge anyone with any additional information other than what I've already briefed you on, please reach out to the LVMPD homicide section or reach out through Crime Stoppers in Nevada. This is a very unfortunate circumstance that it had to occur in this neighborhood. It sounds like it's possibly over an employment issue where someone was being fired, and that's what sparked this whole incident. It wasn't not a random incident where someone was chasing down random citizens. It was a very directed between two people that knew one another. With that, I'll take any additional questions you may have.
So the person with the shotgun came out to try to defend or try to subdue the driver from hitting someone?
I would say he first came out because he noticed that the person was trying to run people over and had just witnessed the other male in reverse get hit. Then when he was out in front of his yard, what we clearly see on video is the car is driving at him and drives into his front yard and hits the wall. and that is where the shooting occurs. And that's ultimately where we located the black SUV, was partially on the sidewalk where it had struck the wall to the front of his house.
Where was the driver shot? Through the driver window or through the windshield?
I'll just say that the driver's side front of the vehicle is where the impacts are.
You said all this was captured on video, surveillance video, home footage video, or what kind of video?
Both.
Both. Okay.
All right.
So we know how many shots were fired?
We don't have that right now. We'll be able to confirm it. We obviously have an idea, but I don't want to give out a number until I can confirm that right now.
So 2 males injured?
So we have 2 males injured that were hit by the vehicle or debris from when the vehicle struck the wall. One clearly was struck by the vehicle. The other one, we're not sure if it was struck by debris when that vehicle hit the wall at that point in time.
So
but
the other person hit. Did he have anything to do with the construction job?
yeah, so the person who was hit while the vehicle was going reverse was the person who employed him.
And then the other person
It sounds like it's just a person who lived at the house where that vehicle struck. Thank you, everyone. I appreciate your time.